Hello, everybody. I made a dying man's last request in this video. I'm making it. I was pretty upset. I had spoken to Jessica and Jennifer, and I believe Coral, three of Robert's daughters. Robert asked me, and in fact, during work, I was just doing my sign off, and he called. He said, Dave, they're killing me. They're killing me, Dave. And of course, I stopped everything and I made the call. And Robert was in a lot of anxiety. He told him, I just got to take care of work. I'm going to call you right back. I called him back. He told me they were taking him off life support. He was cognitive. He had lots of faculty of at least the brain, and obviously enough to pick up the phone and dial it. So he did that. He did that. He talked to me and told him I just have to close out work. I'm going to call you right back. Hang on, hang on. So I did that, and we spoke, and he gave me a request. He said, Dave, they're killing me. They're taking me off life support. I'm not ready to go. They're unplugging me. They're taking everything out, and then he proceeded to tell me about the doctor. The doctor, he said, don't forget the doctor's name, Dr. Henry, BC Cancer. She's with me. Can you hear her? Can you hear her? And I could hear the voice of him in the background. It was definitely a medical professional talking with him. And we had two more conversations after that. His daughters are there. I said, please call me when you know. I don't know that Robert's gone yet. I don't know much about anything, but I know that Robert was specific that I do an investigation. He asked me of all people he knows, he said, please, Dave, do this investigation. I didn't want to go. I wasn't ready to go. I didn't want to be taken off life support. Folks, I have a pretty rich history of cancer in family and friends. I don't know why my family is a major cancer family. I've seen all kinds, every kind of cancer. For some reason in my life, my friends have all died of cancer. It just seems in my life, so many have gone the way of cancer. And I can say firmly, in at least more than 20 occasions, I've physically been there for the end of life of somebody with cancer. Not only through their journey, but their end of life. At least 20 times in my entire life. And I can tell you, folks, I have never had at a stage 4, when someone's being taken off life support, able to pick up a phone, able to call me, able to talk to me. I've never had that in my life. Now, I want to be clear. Robert was at the point 3 days ago. He was extremely yellow, more yellow than I'd ever seen him, even in prior surgeries than I've ever seen. And I do know liver cancer. I've seen liver cancer, that shade of yellow. Robert was the most yellow I've ever seen anybody in my life. And that was 3 days ago. I have not seen a picture of him tonight. But his faculty of mind, his ability to pick up a phone, to hold a conversation, to call on a phone, I understand anxieties. I've just never seen anybody in my history of cancer or people who are terminally ill, including my grandmother. I've never seen anybody able to physically get up, communicate, limited movements, some eye gestures, my grandmother eye gestures. I've had friends in comas, completely gone, or went in for the final treatment. They go for the gusto, and you never see them again. And then the funeral. That's it. I've never had a friend call me when the plug's been pulled, and they're able to communicate that, let alone scream that something's happened. So I listened. I listened. I had my final words and I said my piece with Robert. I thanked him for everything he did for me when I was down, when I was blind. I had a sister from my local, and Robert picked me up when I was blind 14 months. Robert did a huge amount for me, as well as my son and a sister from my brotherhood. Unbelievable, unbelievable what people will come along and pick you up when you're down, when you're at your lowest. And I thanked him graciously. I cried for his daughters. I tried to be strong, but I wasn't able to. But he gives me this doctor's name, and he says, Dave, of all my friends, you're going to do this investigation for me. You're going to get to the bottom of it. So I take that. I'm here home. I was lucky I was with two friends from work who stayed by my side. And, sorry. So I get home and I'm looking at what his final request is, and I'm doing this video, and I look up Dr. Henry, BC, cancer, and I find that the death rate in Western Canada for cancer and how many people went without treatment in COVID is astronomical. The recommendation of 2 weeks far surpassed. BC, West, it's the worst in BC, and it's bad out west, and all of a sudden it clears up by the time you hit Ontario and Quebec. They get treatment within the 2 week window. Out west, 1 in 5. So during COVID, 1 in 5 people in British Columbia who should have got screened in the 2 week period didn't get screened. Or only 1 in 5 got screened. 4 out of 5 British Columbians who had an early stage cancer should have gotten treatment and been cleared to go didn't get cancer treatment in the time frame. The opposite is true. 75% in Ontario got treatment within the 2 weeks, got screened, got the treatment, got the process started. They all lived. Not Robert out in Alberta and BC, and not so many friends. In fact, I lost a pile before Christmas, after Christmas, even other portions of my family. Lots of cancer victims out west at a ratio considerably higher than the rest of Canada in a universal healthcare system. I can say that easily, and I can attach the doctor assigned to Robert tonight by name to many of those publications and concerns. They even have one story called Deadly Cancer in BC. Don't even bother. They tell you to run from the system. That's problematic. That's not what I expected. It's multiple source data, multiple stories, and that's what Robert left me with, the promise that I would investigate this right down to Dr. Henry in BC. And I will. That's my word. I will finish that, but it's already looking unbelievably and unprecedented in Canadian history. I've never seen anyone terminally ill in the final stage, even cognitive folks, or there, like my grandmother and a few others. They're there, they can look at you, you can see eye movement, but physically incapable or not even verbal, and relying on breathing methods to breathe. Clearly, I can tell you Robert could breathe. Robert was breathing, he was talking, he was voracious. Now I don't know about liver failure. I don't know. I'm gonna look at all these things, guys. I swear to you, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna honor my promise to my dear friend. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna go through this fine tooth and comb and honor my promise to him. I expect to hear from one of the girls. I know 5 of his daughters, met them all. It's hard, it's sad, it's not what I expected. I've never had somebody pulled off life support ever pick up the phone and call me, not just once, but 3 times, and I never sat through a fight with a cancer lead like that ever with somebody who's apparently to die. So it was hard. I don't have all the answers. I don't know enough about medical, but I'm going to look into it. I will fine tooth and comb everything and honor my friend's request. It's all I can do, and sit here and wait and see what happens. But yeah, it was hard. I did get to say my goodbye as best I could. He said he'll call me back. I haven't heard back yet, and let's wait and see. Just wanted to tell everybody that's where we're at. That's what's been said, and I will honor Robert's last request. I don't like what I'm reading. I don't like the multitude of reports here that I'm reading. It's another highlight of a broken confederation, and this is a dear friend and his last dying request of me. I'm going to honor it. I'm going to chase this right through every step of the way. So that's my video. It's a really tough night, guys. I'm sorry. A lot of emotion. I've never gone through this, and I'm telling you, I've had at least 20 in my life where I've physically been present for their passing. Physically present for their passing. And never ever like this. Nowhere near this. And there's a lot about medical assisted dying. There's a whole bunch of reports on that too. And it's like a streamline now where they don't even want to screen, so just streamline them for dying. I'm not going to say that's gospel yet, not even with the media reports, not even with the reports I'm reading. I have much work to do, but we're going to dig into this deep, and I'm going to honor my friend's request, and we're going to find out what is what here in Canada, and we're going to find out what is what with supposed universal health care, because I want to know. I think everybody wants to know. And I promised Robert I will name platform policies in his name, especially in the side of medical, and we'll get into that for the election. But that's where we're at. So God bless everybody. I'm on it, and I'm going to honor my friend's request. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Bye now.